It's just boxing back again. This is part two of Jack Johnson. We'll be talking about the world heavyweight champion and talking about the fight of the century. Now let's start. Um, Johnson's effort to win the world heavyweight title were initially thwarted, as at the time world heavyweight champion James J. Jeffries he refused to face him and retired instead. However, Johnson did fight former champion Bob Fitzsimmons in July 1907 and knocked him out in 2 rounds. Johnson finally won the world heavyweight title on December 26, 1908, a full 6 years after lightweight champion Joe Gaines became the first African American boxing champion. Johnson's victory over the reigning world champion Canadian Tommy Burns at the Sydney Stadium in Australia came following Burns around the world for 2 years and taunting him in the press for a match. Burns agreed to fight Johnson only after promoters guaranteed him $30,000. The fight lasted 14 rounds before being stopped by the police in front of 20,000 spectators, and Johnson was named the winner. After Johnson's victory over Burns, racial animosity among whites ran so deep that some called for a great white hope to take the title away from Johnson. While Johnson was heavyweight champion, he was covered more in the press than all other notable black men combined. The lead up to the bout was peppered with racist press against Johnson. Even the New York Times wrote of the event, "Even the black man wins." Thousands and thousands of ignorant brothers would misinterpret his victory as justifying claims to much more than mere physical equality with their white neighbors. As title holder, Johnson thus had to face a series of fighters, each billed by boxing promoters as a great white hope. Often in exhibition matches, in 1909 he beat Tony Ross, Al Kaufman, and the middleweight champion Stanley Ketchel. The match with Ketchel was originally thought to have been an exhibition, and in fact it was fought by both men that way, until the 12th round, when Ketchel threw a right hand to Johnson's head, knocking him down. Quickly regaining his feet and very annoyed, Johnson immediately dashed straight at Ketchel and threw a single punch, an uppercut, and a punch from which he was famous, to Ketchel's jaw, knocking him out. The punch knocked out Ketchel's front teeth. Johnson can be seen on film removing them from his gloves, where they had been embedded. Wow, that's some power. Now, the fight of the century. In 1910, former undefeated heavyweight champion James J. Jeffries came out of retirement to challenge Johnson, saying, I'm going into this fight for the sole purpose of proving that a white man is better than a Negro." Oh my goodness. Wow. He had not fought in 6 years and had to lose well over 100 pounds to get back to his championship fighting weight initially. Jeffries had no interest in the fight, being quite happy as an alfalfa farmer. But those who wanted to see Johnson defeated badgered Jeffries merciless for months and offered him an unheard sum of money, reputed to be around $120,000, equivalent to $3.2 million in 2018. Wow. Which he finally accepted. I bet he did accept that money. Shoot, how much did Johnson make? That's what I want to know. But anyway, Jeffries remained mostly hidden from media attention until the day of the fight. While Johnson soaked up the spotlight, John L. Sullivan, who made boxing championships a popular and esteemed spectacle, stated that Johnson was in such good physical shape compared to Jeffries that he could lose only if he had a lack of skill on the day. Before the fight, Jeffries remarked, It is my intention to go right after my opponent and knock him out as soon as possible. While his wife added, I'm not interested in prize fighting, but I'm interested in my husband's welfare. I do hope this will be his last fight. Johnson's words were, may the best man win. Racial tension was brewing leading up to the fight, and to prevent any harm to either boxer, guns were prohibited within the arena, as were the sale of alcohol and anyone under the effects of alcohol. Behind the racial attitudes being instigated by the media was a major investment in gambling for the fight, with 10-7 odds in favor of Jeffries. The fight took place on July 4th, 1910, in front of, man, that's the year my papa was born. In front of 20,000 people at a ring built just for the occasion in downtown Reno, Nevada. Jeffrey proved unable to impose his will on the younger champion, and Johnson dominated the fight. By the 15th round, after Jeffrey had been knocked down twice for the first time in his career, Jeffrey Corner threw in the towel to end the fight and prevent Jeffrey from having a knockout on his record. Johnson later remarked he knew the fight was over in the 4th round when he landed an uppercut, and saw the look on Jeffrey's face, stating, I knew what that look meant. The old ship was sinking. Afterwards, Jeffries was humbled by the loss and what he's seen of Johnson in that match. I could never have whooped Johnson at my best. Jeffrey said, I couldn't have hit him. No, I couldn't have reached him in 1,000 years. The fight of the century earned Johnson $65,000, over $1.7 million in 2018 dollars, and silenced the critics who had belittled Johnson's previous victory over Tommy Burns as empty, claiming that Burns was a false champion since Jeffries had retired undefeated. John L. Sullivan commented after the fight that Johnson won deservedly, fairly, and convincingly. The fight of the century is over, and a black man is undisputed champion of the world. It was a poor fight as fight goes. This less than 15 round affair between James J. Jeffries and Jack Johnson. Scarcely has there ever been a championship contest that was so one-sided. All of Jeffries' much vaunted condition amounted to nothing. He wasn't in it from the first bell tap to the last. The Negro had few friends, but there was little demonstration against him. Spectators could not help but admire Johnson because he is the type of prize fighter that is admired by sportsmen. He played fairly at all times and fought fairly. What a crafty, powerful, cunning left hand Johnson has. He is one of the craftiest, cunningest boxers that ever stepped in the ring. They both fought closely all during the 15 rounds. It was just the sort of fight that Jeffries wanted. There was no running or ducking like Corbett did with me in New Orleans in 1892. Jeffries did not miss so many blows because he hardly started any. Johnson was on the top of him all the time. Johnson didn't get gay at all with Jeffries in the beginning, and it was always the white man who clinched. But Johnson was very careful. He backed away and took no chances, and was good natural with it at all. The best man won, and I was one of the first to congratulate him, and also one of the first to extend my heartfelt sympathy to the beaten man. Wow. See? You know what, man? Through it all, through all the bigotry, the hatred and everything, that comes with being an African American male, or whatever they choose to call us. We always find a way to be the bigger person. And I just I love this piece. I'm gonna start doing more videos like this, and like I said, shout out to Scrapbook Boxing, who has inspired me to do more videos like this, to dig deep into the history of boxing. So shout out to Scrapbook Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Oh yeah, I forgot. Shout out to Kurt Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, another boxing historian. He inspired me too. It's a lot more that that has inspired me to do more videos like this. So this is It's Just Boxing. Salute. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, press that like button, and don't forget to press that bell icon to get notification of all videos. Thank you. It's Just Boxing, and I'm out. Peace.